some people, it really works. But for me, it felt like people sitting around in a circle just complaining about their caregiving life. And I didn't want that to be my story. I didn't want to just sit around and complain. I wanted to figure out how I could find satisfaction, how I could be at peace, how I could love my husband and still have a life and not lose myself. I wanted that, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I joined a lot of small business networking group or mastermind groups, and that seemed to work better for me. I really really embrace the philosophies or the principles of masterminding, and that's where you meet with like-minded individuals and you encourage each other to be your best. And I'm thinking, why can't we do that as family caregivers? Why can't we spur each other on to be the very best we can be for our loved ones and for ourselves? So I, prayed about it and I came up with those three taglines, those three words: lead with clarity, ask with confidence, and care without losing yourself. And for those who are just tuning in, if you see me looking to the right, that's because I'm still letting people in who are coming to the workshop. But lead with clarity, because I want not only caregivers, but employers and everyone in the world to know that being a caregiver is hard work and is really developing those leadership skills that everybody says they want, that the skills that you're learning as a caregiver are transferable to the workplace and to other areas of your life. You're like in a university of life. Caregivers, I think they're like superhuman. They can do almost anything if you can care for another human being at the level that we are doing, because you have to not only think about yourself, you have to think about them. And there's just so much too. You learn how to deal with work under pressure, right? You learn how to be flexible. You learn how to work as part of a team. You learn so many important life skills that, again, I want you to lean into that and to see and lead in your caregiving journey with clarity, knowing that you are the one in charge, not the doctors. They work for you, not anyone else. They all are assigned to you to help you do the job of caring for your loved ones. So I want to empower family caregivers to do that. I want to teach them how to ask with confidence, so they're not afraid to ask or have all these thoughts about, well, I asked before and they said no. Ask again. Ask until, don't stop asking. There's a term in business called persistence. And it's important for you to be persistent in asking so you can get the help you need. And to care without losing yourself. Well, that's a given. I shared about how important that is.
Yes.
This is very simple. I tell everyone to look, no matter what state you're in, if you're in the United States, Google Family Caregiver Support Office in your area. You can go by, in Maryland, the funds come from the federal government to each state. And in our state, in Maryland, the funds are given to the counties. So it's at the county level. You would Google Prince George's County Family Caregiver Support Office or Baltimore County Family Caregiver Support Office, wherever you live. But I don't know where you live, Michael, but there should be a Family Caregiver Support Office nearby. You can also,
There is, yeah.
nationwide, you can dial 211. And I used to tell people all the time, call 211. And then I realized, like most government agencies, you can be on hold forever trying to get help from 211. It's better to just do the research yourself and try to find where the resources are. But there are resources right now still available for family caregivers. The new fiscal year started in October. So there's a Family Caregiver Support Program grant that you can apply for. And those funds can be used for anything that you think might help you. If your loved one needs a wheelchair, if you need to pay for respite or something, they may have information about respite. How many people here know what respite is? Does everybody know what respite is? Good. I
Yes.
see a few people who don't. So respite is
Uh,
taking a break.
okay.
Yeah, I see you were going like, huh? So yeah, respite is taking a break. Family caregivers need to build into their life plan how they're going to get breaks from caring for their loved one. You have to take care of your loved one, but the best way you can do that is to take care of yourself.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things I'm going to be stressing every time we meet, because it was the one thing that I kind of understood. I understood identity more than anything else, that I didn't want to lose my identity, but I didn't understand how to really take care of myself as well as I should have. I did okay, but I could have done a lot better if somebody held my feet to the fire. But what's the single most important thing a caregiver can do to dramatically improve their life? You can say it out loud. You can put it in the chat. I want to hear from you. What do you think is the single most important thing? Because this is the one thing that's going to hinge on everything else that we talk about.
Get you out of the get out of the house for a few minutes.
Self-care.
Self-care.
I
Absolutely.
hear that.
Mhm.
Well, what I'm hearing, I hear it, and all those things are good, but I'm not hearing that one thing, but it's really close. And it is kind of tied to self-care. And this is just my opinion. So your opinion is as good as mine, but anybody else want to weigh in?
Yeah, build a network, build a support network.
Building a support network, that's also really, really important. As in fact, I have something called a caregiver survival kit, and it has 7 systems that you should focus on. And respite care is one of them. Learning how to ask and building your tribe and all that stuff, all that's included in here. But this is what I believe is the single most important thing, because everything hinges on this. Let's see if we can get there. Sleep. Sleep.
Absolutely.
If you don't get good quality sleep, you're not going to have the bandwidth or the energy or the brain power to be able to figure out how to build those systems, how to build those networks, how to take better care of yourself. With taking care of better care of yourself is getting enough sleep. And again, I knew this when I was caring for my husband, but I'm still wrestling with some of that today because I had such poor sleep habits. But when we sleep, our body gets a chance to heal from the stress of the day. And stress is not necessarily something you can point to and say, I feel stressful. Sometimes you can feel stressful, but your body deals with stress all day long, even if you don't feel that anxiousness. It's still dealing with stress all day. But when you sleep, all at the micro level, your body begins to restore itself and restore and heal your brain, so that when you wake up, have you ever had a really good night's sleep and woke up and said, "Man, that was a good night's sleep"? Have you had that? You remember what it feels like?
Yep.
It's been a while, right?
Yep. A lot of
But I
us.
still remember what it feels like to wake up and not be tired. I remember it. And I fight to get back to that every single solitary day. Sleep is my ultimate priority.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Well, you want to say more? It sounds like you want to say something.
No, I'm grateful that you shared that, because I needed to hear that I'm not the only one who struggles to get back to that. So thank you.
It is a struggle. It's hard. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've done and see if maybe that helps you. I love technology. So that won't be a surprise to those who know me, but I love technology. So I went on ChatGPT not long ago and said, listen, I'm struggling with sleep. Can you be my sleep therapist and tell me what to do? And it said, you should make sleep a sacred time because you're a Christian. And I'm like, what would it look like if sleep was a sacred time? Oh my goodness. I mean, my imagination just went wild with all the things that I could do to create sleep as a sacred time. And everybody may not have the luxury of the time to build that all in, but what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to make it a priority. That's number one. The word priority wasn't even a word I understood until more recently, that you can actually say that sleep is a priority for me. That means everything else happens around my sleep schedule. I know I need to get 8 hours of sleep at night. If I want to watch my favorite TV show and it comes on at a time that won't allow me to get my 8 hours of sleep, then I don't watch it. I'm not supposed to be watching it. I am very aware that I am being disobedient at that point and choosing my own downfall because I'm going to be tired in the morning. And every time I do it, I feel bad about it because I know the next day I'm going to be tired. But I don't beat myself up. I just try again. I keep trying. So I say, okay, the next night I'm going to get good sleep. So here's some tips I have for you. And I want you guys to think if there's something you've thought of that's not on this list. If you're a person who gets good sleep and you've figure some things out, I want to know what it is. So one, a consistent sleep schedule. I thought I'm an adult. I can go to bed whenever I get ready. I own my own company. I can get up when I get ready. No, that's not how this works. My
No.
body needs to know when it's going to be able to go to bed so it can go to sleep, so it can start getting tired. Your body is so smart that if you go to bed at 10 o'clock every day, around 9 o'clock, your body going to start getting tired. You're going to be like, okay, it's almost time to go to sleep now. We've been up since this morning. So keeping and also having a sleep routine. I have like now maybe a 1 hour sleep routine where I have to brush my teeth, wash my face, put on my pajamas, drink something warm to drink. I do all the things, turn off all the lights, and so I started with one thing, and I started adding on as it
Mhm.
made sense for me to do that. Like now, I used to work in my bedroom. I would take my laptop in there and work. My
Mhm.
laptop better not see the inside of my bedroom. It stays out here. There's no work going on in there. There's only sleep going on in there.
Good for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I went and I got myself some really nice blankets and sheets that I like. And I might go buy some more because it helps me to sleep better when I know I'm sleeping on something I like. I got really good pillows, because my pillow just wasn't getting it for me. I'm constantly evaluating my sleep process to see what else I can do. And that whole word sacred really resonated with me. How can I make it sacred? You have to find what is going to make it special for you. What's going to get the job done? It doesn't matter what it is, but powering down devices is something I struggle with. So that's why my sleep routine is so long because I have to make myself get off the computer and not get back on. Anthony, you have your hand raised?
No, I wanted you to finish your thought. I just wanted to share something because I totally agree with this. Uh, um, I had the pleasure of I work in a parochial high school, and so I had an opportunity just a couple of weeks ago to share with the health class. And one of the things, because I had a stroke a little over a year ago in March of 24, and one of the things I talk about in my presentation is the necessity of getting good sleep. And I emphasize the fact that it's not the quantity but the quality of sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of the things that my therapist suggested and something that I do practice is listening to I turn on YouTube YouTube videos of binaural beats,
Ooh, yes.
and that really helps me ease into, it helps me ease into sleep very nicely, but it also when I wake up, no, regardless of how long I sleep, when I wake up, I very much feel rested. Uh,
Mm.
but but to the contrary, my wife has MS, but my mother lived with Alzheimer's for about 11 years as well. But I know that and if you're dealing with an Alzheimer's patient, that this would be difficult in terms of a routine schedule, those type of things, because those type of individuals, I know it's a scientific name for it, but their sleep patterns aren't normal by any means.
Right, right. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of things that happen during the night. Michael has his hand raised. Maybe he wants to share a little bit about that.
So I'm a technologist at heart. I worked for Microsoft and some of the big techie companies, and I'm one of those techie wizzy kind of person. So I have bulbs that change color. And in the evening, as the evening starts getting on, they all turn to a red and they start to dim because red light is mimicking sunset, which our bodies want to see in order to get our circadian rhythm to start putting us to sleep, produce that melatonin. So that's one thing that I do. And the other thing is that I don't praise technology companies often, but Apple, I have these little AirPod thingies, right?
Mhm.
And the new ones have fantastic noise cancellation. You can almost hear nothing. But it's always been a problem to put because you had to have both ears to turn on the noise cancellation feature, and I would sleep on my side, so one of them would be jamming into the side of my head. All right, they just updated them so you can use one for noise cancellation. So I sleep on my left side, my ears on the pillows blocking my left ear. This little guy is blocking the noise coming in my right ear, and I find that I get a lot better sleep without interruptions, as my partner turns a little bit in bed right, makes a noise or something, I don't hear it and I get better sleep.
Yeah.
So anyway, just a couple of techie solutions there that I
Well, I
find
definitely
very
want to learn
useful.
about those light bulbs. I need those light bulbs in my life so I
Yeah,
can.
you just get those smart bulbs on Amazon, those Tapo smart bulbs that change color, and you can set a little routine on your phone that makes it happen automatically. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna look into that and I'll share it in the group. But I mean, the point what I want you to learn is that everybody has something they could try. If you say I've tried everything and I'm still not getting a good night's sleep, don't accept that as that's just the way it's going to be. I heard someone say the other day, "Well, I'm at that age where you just don't sleep. I don't get more than 2 hours of sleep a night." I'm like, "What?" I'd still be trying every single day to try to figure out
Right.
how I can get better. Don't accept that. It's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Sister Brenda, your hands up.
Okay. Couple of things that I do, and you touched on them. First is I wind down. I have a time that I do not accept chit chat calls. I'm not good at small talk anyway. And so if my friends, closer friends, later they want to call, tell you certain things. If it's an emergency after 9 o'clock, we can talk. I'll talk if it's an emergency, but just to chat, I won't do that because that's my time that I'm
Yes.
winding down.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to start, I'm relaxing, I'm taking care of the personal hygiene. Lights are down low or off. And,
Okay.
I was a missionary in Haiti, and so we got used to have no lights anyway. So I'm really good at not having lights on unless
Well,
I'm reading. And when I finish reading, it's easy to turn the lights off. I need my room has to be chill, a nice little chill, so that the covers are what I'm reaching for, and that's my warmth. But I need that chill.
oh, I hadn't thought about that. Nice little chill to make you get under the covers and go to sleep
Right. And
and stay under the covers because you're cold.
right, and it's good. And so that's how I get to sleep.
Yeah,
Because
whatever it
after
is.
I retired, I found out I had to learn how to do that
Mm.
because I couldn't wind down. I was still on work mode, and it was early, and sometime late, and I didn't have a decent schedule for sleep. So
Well, one of the points I have here is be more active during the day because I've learned that if I'm not doing much all day, of course I'm not going to be tired at night. But if you're like me, you might remember being so busy during the day, like man, I can't wait to go to bed tonight because I'm tired.
and then
Yeah,
you can
I mean, if you're more active during the day, you will sleep better at night.
I
Okay,
don't know how to raise my hand.
go ahead. You can go ahead and speak.
Okay, I don't know how to raise my hand on the
I'll show
chat.
you later.
But I will also say this. I think that the sleep is really important. I know that some of the families that I deal with, one of their biggest challenges is feeling like they need to be present and do everything for their loved one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think another thing that's really important, I think the sleep is the most important, but one of the things that's really important is to know your loved one's schedule. Know when they're most, and a lot of it varies based on their medical challenge. If it's dementia, you're going to constantly be changing. Okay. It may be this way for one day and it may be totally different for the next 4 days. But just have an idea of when they have needs. When do they need the personal care? When do they need someone with them? When do they need the safety supervision, et cetera, et cetera. And once you know the schedule, then you can start seeing where those places that you don't need to be present. If mom takes a nap every single day, she takes a nap every single day. And maybe you can't pinpoint the time, but you kind of know the period of time, late afternoon or whatever. Then maybe that's a time that you can take for yourself and have someone sit with her. And then it's more of a safety supervision.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Because one of the things that we also have to remember, and I did not know this with my mom. I had a coach, she was a nurse. and she helped me after the fact. And when I started caring for my dad, I just had more information. It was just different years later. But another thing is that you can still create memories with them, important memories. And
Mhm.
so you wearing yourself out, being there for that whole 18-hour day until they fall asleep, if they sleep at night, okay? But you being wanting to be present and wanting them to know that you're there and feel your presence, it's very important. But I think that it helps you if you decide when it's most valuable for you to be there. Those
Right.
doctor's appointments, guess what? If if she doesn't necessarily recognize that it's you there, then you could have someone else take her to the doctor's appointment and put the doctor on speakerphone. It's just a matter of filling out some papers ahead of time, with regard to her health information. But there are places where you may not always have to be there. I'm not saying don't be there. I'm just saying you don't know how long this journey is going to be. And it's important to put some things in place where you can have time to take care of yourself. It'll be built
Right.
in. So
Because
knowing that
taking
schedule is important.
right because taking care of yourself is taking care of them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember thinking I had to wear myself out in order to be a good caregiver. I mean, it required all of that. And it didn't. I remember I used to ride in an ambulance with him every time he went to the hospital in an ambulance because that's what I saw on television. And it made sense to me. That's what you do until I got stuck at the hospital and didn't have a way to get home. And then I went, okay, that's not going to work. I can't be any use in the hospital in the ambulance. So now I stopped doing that. I would send him with the file of life, and I would pack my go bag and meet them at the hospital. Now I have my car, my go bag, and they can get him situated. And so if you don't know what a go bag is, I can share more about that at another time. But thank you all for sharing your ideas on how to get better sleep. And I hope the takeaway for any caregiver listening is one, make it a priority and don't give up trying to figure it out. There
Yeah.
are things you can learn. I learned some things on this call today. And so I'm going to shift gears a little bit because we're going to run out of time soon. I wanted to share about an app that I found called Finch. It's a self-care app. That's my friend code. And don't worry, you're going to get this presentation, so you'll have the code if you want to download the app. I like to gamify things, so that makes things a lot more fun for me. And I've searched for years to find something that would help me to take better care of myself, and I found Finch. So the Finch self-care app, you set your goals, your self-care goals, you get to click it, you get to get the confetti and all the good things and the sounds when you do a good job. And so every day I'm out there trying to get all the points I can. So if you want to friend me and get a Finch of your own, there's my friend code, and you can do that, and let's connect. Okay. But in addition to that, I'm just going to give you a recap, a little bit of a summary of what the Caregiver CEO has in store. We're going to be building a mastermind. A mastermind is a small, focused group of people who meet regularly. So this group is going to meet every month on the second Tuesday of the month. However, within this group, and we're not going to spend so much time on introductions next time. You'll be spending time, we'll share on a topic, and then you'll go into breakout rooms where you can go either deeper on the topic. And one of those breakout rooms, I want to be a mastermind. A mastermind is when people say, look, I want even more. I don't want the once a month is great, but I want a mastermind over the next 10 weeks where we really focus in and get some things done. Whether you're trying to grow a business, whether you want to improve or up level your self-care, whether you want to figure out how to get more sleep at night, we want to make sure you're partnered with some people who are going to hold you accountable to help you reach your goals and stay focused on your goals. Those are the kinds of things that move me. We have collaboration. There are going to be rooms, breakout rooms for coaches and navigators where they can have conversations and caregivers can go in and ask questions. So I want that for them. And in January I launched this every year. It's a 12-week year. And in 12-week years, again, about building healthy habits and setting goals and being focused on goals. I'm very goal oriented. And let me tell you, it makes all the difference in my life, even when I was caring for my husband. And while you may feel overwhelmed, like what, I don't have energy for all of this. Maybe that should be your goal, to figure out how you can get some energy, how you can get to a place where you can dream again. I remember dreaming was really hard for me. But I told you, I just take time to sit and think about what I wanted for my life. That's work.
Mm.
You know how hard it is to hold on to a dream when you don't know
Mhm.
what's going to happen? That's hard work.
Yes.
Mhm.
But I've learned how to hold on to my dream. I want that for every family caregiver. Everybody should have the right to dream and dream big. So whatever it is you're working on or want to work on or you want for your life, I believe this should be a place where you can do that, a safe environment where you're going to find encouragement and support, and we can direct you to resources. And that's what I want. That's me. So I created something for you. I want you, if you have time to, or if you're interested, text the word care to 775-546-9776. You will be the beta testers for this SMS messaging. So what you'll get is a text message from me every week, not every day, a short text message with words of encouragement, like the one you see on the screen. You can't pour from an empty cup. Go for a walk or phone a friend. Just something simple like that. So it's 26 weeks of messages. And I really want to give that to you. And you can share that with anyone you know.